It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
If the model of Rebolo was genuinely interested in local government funds, would have protested to be cancelled.
Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
I've been dumping my mood for that whenever people are clapping, he's praise singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda, they can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us, because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Maryann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk. This is Hard Facts.
Is the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itamian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. This is Hard Facts, and I'm Maryann Okon. Thanking you for joining us from now till 6 p.m. It promises to be a very interesting conversation. And top on the agenda, it's the big weekend because, you know, the weekend is always pregnant and gives birth into a new week. And these are the stories that we're following. Good Luck Jonathan had been trending on social media. Boko Haram had been trending on social media. And of course, Garuba Shehu trending on social media. Side by side, his former late boss, Muhammadu Buhari. Well, we'll be talking a lot about that today. We're going to have an extended version of the big weekend. Yes. Too many conversations. There seems to be a propaganda from the United States against the Nigerian government and the press on the reportage of the killings in the northern parts of the country, Boko Haram most especially. What exactly is the US's Senator Ted Cruz's plan? Well, I will talk more about that aspect on Wednesday when I will have a foreign journalist join me on that conversation. But today, we're going to be talking more about the endless killings and the sacking of towns and communities in Kwara, in Kogi, in Borno State. Mr. President just last week had told us that we turned a corner. In fact, he told us that they're winning the war against terror. Are they? And of course, a certain member of the National Assembly is telling Abia people that APC will win in 2027. I'm wondering what's the veracity of that claim, and what has the APC done in Abia State that would warrant them a win in 2027? And this is purely for Abia people. Help me. And of course, the forgery, the biggest story of the weekend is the forgery of Senator Naji. And my bigger question is obviously, so while we're discussing it, is he going to be handing his resignation and stepping away, or should we face front? Welcome to Hard Facts. I'm Maryann Okon. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. I hope you had a great week, and I did. But let's sink our teeth into these conversations. On the other side of the clock, I'm hoping to have the digital news editor, Hilary Noroka, and of course, my programs manager, Sheriff Quadri, join me in the studio as we talk about the accusations against the media in the reportage of this whole, Boko Haram brouhaha. Welcome to the show. And you know how we do it, how we welcome you onto the show every single day. Here we go.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big Three Stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
This is Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM. My name is Shegwa Rinze.
All right, we're back. Let's look at the big stories for today, shall we? It's the big weekend. The program is Hard Facts. We are the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station, and we're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Maryann Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. So join the conversation on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. You can join the conversation on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We would like to hear from you. But first, what are these stories that we're talking about? Shall we get into it? Anyway, but first and foremost, if you have not downloaded the Nigeria Info FM mobile application, you need to join the conversation by taking us everywhere you go, because even if you're on the moon, my dear, you can listen to us. So join the conversation. All right, let's look at former President Goodluck Jonathan and what he had to say that stirred the pot. Over the weekend, he stirred the pot so bad that the likes of Garba Shehu woke up and came to social media and have been typing non-stop. I would have thought to myself that Garba Shehu would have, ignored. But then he obviously thought to himself that, look, I've got to set the record straight. If I don't, then there's going to be a problem here. Well, already there is a problem. I'm saying all of that to say that let's look at these stories in its entirety, shall we? All right, let's start with the forgery story. And I'm sure that you've heard different shows talk about it today, and it has also rolled through the papers as headlines. The Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Naji, has admitted that the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, never issued him a degree certificate. This statement is in line with the report of a 2-year investigation by Premium Times, which revealed that the University of Nigeria Nsukka did not issue him the credentials that he, the minister, submitted to Mr. President and the Senate during his ministerial confirmation. Too many questions. I don't want to ask them because I've heard different shows ask those questions. You see this, our bow and go syndrome? It'll be the death of us. But then do we really care? And when I say we, I'm not talking about we, the ordinary people who don't sit on the floor of the National Assembly and receive some incredible allowances. I'm talking about the people who represent us on the floor of the National Assembly. Do they really care? If it's their guy and he's going to make things work, they don't care. But and go, they will greet themselves, they will do high five, they will know, and he goes. But isn't it an embarrassment? I mean, we had a minister of finance who indeed did school and did her schooling abroad and, valid certificates and all of that, but then had an NYSC discharge certificate that was false. Every government has one embarrassing figure or the other. Now, thanks to the Premium Times newspaper for doing some digging that exposed this, and he was now, forced to admit, because the university itself said, well, we didn't give him anything. This guy must be a dropout. And then he's now admitting. But what does this admittance mean? Does it mean that they're stripping him of that position? Are we hearing on the evening news that Mr. Naji is going to be resigning his office as a minister? Or is it going to be business as usual? Because I don't know if we want to waste our time if we think that we already are running a system where if you're high and mighty, you're high and mighty. The Lord doesn't. In fact, he's blind towards you, except you step on the wrong toes. I don't know, but maybe we should cross our fingers and wait on the Tinubu administration to see what they do about it. So let's move away from that. Let's talk about terrorism. Now, there was a book presentation in honor of a former general, Lucky Rabo, which is obviously the premise for which all of this started. This is the premise on which all of this started, where the former former president was quoted to be speaking on when he spoke about Boko Haram. I want to play you that clip, but it's downloading, so once it's done downloading, I'll play. But there's several other issues that have come up. A little bit of what I call propaganda is circulating, and we're eating it with spoons and forks. But most importantly, I want us to listen to former President Goodluck Jonathan and hear what he had to say, which obviously stirred the pot. But let me start with General Lucky Rabo. Some retired senior military officers have backed by the former Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo, retired, for the declaration of a state of emergency to effectively address the Boko Haram insurgency. In his new book, Scars, Nigeria's Journey and the Boko Haram Conundrum, Irabo argued that the absence of political will had hindered Nigeria's response to the insurgency, stressing that an emergency proclamation backed by the National Assembly would mobilize all elements of national power towards ending the war. Irabo, who served as the Chief of Defense Staff under the Buhari administration, wrote, "The government had not yet mustered the political will and instruments to declare war against Boko Haram. With an emergency proclamation backed by the National Assembly, there will be," he says, "greater and more focused attention by the government to galvanize all elements of national power towards the war." He said, and I quote, "It should be noted that strategy deals with the aggregate of elements of national power. These include economic, political, social, diplomatic, information, and the military. The political authority stands at the apex. The success at the tactical operational levels will never translate to victory." Please listen, guys. "If there is failure at the strategic level, tactical operations alone rarely bring about the desired outcome in political situations." So it takes us back to politics, which is a question that I've asked months and months and months. And almost every week I'm talking about insecurity, and I'm asking the same question. Could government be complicit? Or is government just playing ping pong with it? I like that term. Or could government just not muster the political will to deal with this issue? Because the NHS is quick to tell us enough is enough, but where is the action to match that, Mr. Ribadu? It's not enough to have tea parties and have convene these so-called high-profile meetings, but then nothing comes out of it. Now there is a propaganda that's rolling out in full swing. How do you curb that if you have already kept space for people to begin to make these kinds of allegations? Remember, I talked about it last week and I said, hey, when they started saying that, oh, we're allowing for a religious war, we're allowing that Christians be killed by Muslims. And I thought to myself that this is not fair to all the people that have been killed, whether Christian or Muslim. But then because there has been this wide gap in communication, information, and handling of this issue of terrorism, we've created room for these kinds of people to make these kinds of allegations, and then a certain group of people will take it, chew it up, hook, line, and sinker, and then it becomes a problem. So where do we go from here? Because I'm really waiting. What exactly has to happen for the administration or any government at any level to take this issue of terrorism seriously? In case you do not understand how bad this is, I'm going to play you a video of Boko Haram sacking a community in Borno State just over the weekend. I saw another very touching video of humans just running away from some communities and running to Cameroon to find succor and refuge because they have been sacked from their communities in Nigeria, the country that's not at war. Let's go to that very first video, shall we? By the way, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Join the conversation. I'm going to start with this Boko Haram video, and then let's take a look at it. It was recorded via a phone. They're speaking in Hausa, so if you do understand Hausa, help me. Help me.
Wakil, alhamdulillah, mun gode wa Allah, wannan shine baraki na wani gari na suna shi ba sun zo na kirawa ne. Allahu akbar, Allah ya ba mu nasara kansu. Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar. Mun gode wa Allah, wannan shine barakin kirawa. Allah ya ba mu izina kai shiga nan. Wannan mota ne muna konawa. Alhamdulillah.
And what you see on the screen now are members of Kirawa community, women and children, just running away to find safe haven, accompanied by Cameroonian soldiers. And that video is courtesy of News Central Television. It's crazy what Nigerians have to suffer under what we call a democratic system of government, where it's a government of the people, by the people. It's a people-oriented government, but yet the people are the ones who are suffering. Cost of living, insecurity, bad governance, and everything else. So the people who are, yes, propagating that nonsense idea of so-called religious war in the country, when it's beyond that, can you blame them? And I'm not in any way welcoming the idea, because I don't know where Ted Cruz woke up from and just, came up with that idea. Because there's so many sides to this conversation. But if we were able to call a spade early enough, would we find ourselves in this situation? Because the governor of Borno State said that he notified the Nigerian military when the attack was about to happen, and his request was ignored. Yes, this is Governor Zulum.
99.3.
I'll be back after this break. Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Mom's love is pure. It's so no cheetah. Mom's special jollof puts a smile on your face. Mom's your beef fries cheers you up. Mom's tasty stew nourishes the family.
Golden Terra Oil helps mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
Capsule full ground, anytime pen they around. If pen won't show him power, 3 in 1 day. To knock and power. Ibuka, pen for body, pen from fever. That's why I carry up always. Ibuka hammer, pen away. Ibuka they buy me always. Ibuka for you always.
After 3 days, if body no tranga, go see doctor. Na Shalina Healthcare Limited, them market am.
Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Tandagdiba with Ibuka.
This November, the Battle of Voices returns. Lagos's brightest secondary schools step into the arena. Each one daring to say, I beg to differ. On November 10th, the season 9 of the I Beg to Differ Secondary Schools Debate Tournament begins. Passion, logic, and wit will collide, but only one school will claim the crown. I Beg to Differ Season 9, not just a debate. It's a war of words. Who will rise? Who will fall? Who will be champion? November 10th, 2025. Lagos's voices. Lagos's future. Nigeria's best of the best. The best. For sponsorship inquiries, email info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ. The Tournament of Champions.
Consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube, endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
Ibuka capsule full ground. Anytime pain they around. If pain won't show in power, 3 in 1 day. To knock and power. Ibuka pain for body, pain from fever. That's why I carry up always. Ibuka hammer then away. Ibuka they buy me always. Ibuka they for you always.
After 3 days, if body no tranga, go see doctor. Na Shalina Healthcare Limited dem market am.
Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria Tandagdiba with Ibuka.
Say hello, Lagos. Hello, Port Harcourt. Hello, Abuja. This is Kids FM, the family fun radio. Kids FM is packed with exciting drama, engaging games, inspiring stories, great music, and the kind of conversations that bring families even closer. From sunrise to sunset, we've got something special for everyone in the family. Kids FM is fun for children, cool for teens, and just perfect for parents. It's more than radio.
It's packed with educational content such as language shows, quizzes, storytelling, fun facts, and many more.
It's a family experience you can count on every single day. So, wherever you are, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, or anywhere around the world, you can tune in live on 101.7 Kids FM or stream online at kidsfm.ng. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at kids.fm.ng for all the fun updates, giveaways, and behind-the-scene moments. Kids FM, let's play!
As we mark another client service week, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa Radio want to thank and appreciate our reputable clients for your continuous patronage to our brands.
All Seasons Zenith, Media Fuse, Media Reach OMD, Media Perspective, PhD Media, Acuity Media Plus, Algorithm Media, Nitro 121 Media, Brands Yard, Maxi Media, Brand Eye Media, Media 100, Universal Macan, Media Seal, Globacom Media, and many more.
We assure you that our outstanding and timely service delivery will always be our priority as we offer more to serve you better.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
The news you need, the conversation you hear, the station you love.
Petrol exports hit 371 billion naira amid heavy import reliance.
Resident doctors give federal government 30 days to address doctors' demands.
Jonathan will return to Aso Rock as president, says Professor Jerry Ghana.
Those who actually frustrated him out of office may be so desperate to wish him back.
Workers have a right, a constitutionally afforded right, to join unions or not to join.
Madam ADC gives article ultimatum to pick membership card, so he's not even picked his membership card. All these problems.
We are not all we have. You know, they have other things.
Or we're not enough.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The big weekend.
In case you're just joining us, welcome to the big weekend. It's Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Maryann Okon, Victoria Island, Lagos. I'm Maryann Okon, by the way. And we're looking at big stories from the weekend into this week. Minister Naji, any shock there? And do you expect a resignation before the close of work today? Or business as usual? Bearing in mind the fact that in this country, the law, the lady law, is blind to, certain group of people. Is that going to be the order of the day in this particular case? Thanks to Premium Times newspaper for digging up all that information, we must applaud them for those who say the media doesn't do anything. Okay, great. So what do we expect from that? Most importantly, let's move on to other matters. Retired generals are supporting the call for emergency, state of emergency in security, and the former retired chief of defense staff has spoken extensively about this issue. Of course, he's saying that, look, if there is no political will, all we're doing is tenting. Just, I'm giving you an abridged version of what he said. Also, in Abia, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Kalu, has said that the APC will take over Abia in 2027. And I'm asking all the Abians out there, my fellow Abians. I'm not from Abia, but I love my fellow Abians. What has the APC done in your state that would warrant them a win in 2027? Or maybe at the federal level in any way, that would make Abia people vote for the APC? What gives meat to this statement by Deputy Speaker Kalu? Let's talk. The phone lines are open. In a bit, I will play you Goodluck Jonathan's speech at that book launch in honor of the former Chief of Defense Staff. But in the meantime, 0201 277 0993, 0201 465 7190. Of course, the Boko Haram attack that just happened, the fresh one. Governor Zulum on Friday mobilized civilian JTF fighters and Nigerian troops to the area. He said he had earlier warned the Nigerian military about the dangers of leaving the community without security presence. He said, but he was ignored. It's a potpourri of issues, but everything's dwelling on insecurity and terrorism today. So let's go, guys. 0201 277 0993, 0201 465 7190. You can join the conversation on WhatsApp 0809 5975 805. You could also join the conversation on X. Use the hashtag HardFact. We would love to hear from you. And please, if you're listening to us from outside of the country, you want to chime in and be part of the conversation, because don't forget, this is an extended version. We're taking all the way to the other hour of the big weekend. You can call us on WhatsApp. It's 08095975 Only if you're calling us from the diaspora. 60 seconds is all you have. Go straight to the point. Welcome to Hard Fact.
Hello.
Hi,
Maryann. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome on the show. How was your weekend?
Maryann? Great.
Maryann, this repertory of death, honestly, I am fed up as a citizen of this country. And the most annoying thing is that every time we hear death, we hear different kinds of things, different organizations revving up, forming more and more insurgency and banditry. You see these people come out to say we are hands-on. You are hands-on on what? People are dying on a daily basis like chicken. Villages are rampaged every day, and you say you are hands-on. We are up and doing. What exactly? How come nobody's job has not been taken? How come? By now, the NSA, big Mr. Nuribadu, should be telling us what we know, that he is incompetent and he and his other folks cannot handle this thing. Even the government of the day has failed the people woefully. You insult our intelligence by adding salt to our already injury. We are bleeding. People are dying, and nothing has been done so far. That you want us to just keep quiet, Maryann. Every time you play this audio of shooting, of shouting, I ask myself, is this a lawless country?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Aboli. Thank you very much for calling. Welcome to Hard Fact. Hello.
Princess Mary.
You have to call us back, Peter. The line is very bad. Hello, welcome to Hard Fact.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann. I'm Akam.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Joy. How was their weekend?
Great, Joy. Great.
So, Abia. I'm from Abia State.
Oh, lovely.
And Alex Chioma Oti is doing a great job in that state.
But you don't think that the APC could overtake them, because look, the APC is making states have more money now. There's nail fund.
They can't.
We're turning a corner.
APC cannot take that state. I'm talking.
But you have one vote, Joy. You have just one vote. How can you determine that?
I have one vote. because Abia State people, we have suffered a lot. There was no progress in that state before when PDP we are there. Now that Oti when was voted in, he has tried his best. Before you cannot enter Aba, you cannot come to Maya. So what are they saying?
Okay, all right.
What are they saying? I have only one vote, but people in Abia State are supporting Oti.
Okay, all right.
I'm telling you. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Joy, for calling. There has to be something that's sponsoring the shortiness or the certainty that came with that statement by the Deputy Speaker saying, look, whatever you guys do, yeah, we're taking over in 2027. What is it? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's man speaking to you from Ekpe.
Go ahead, please.
First up, on the issue of a local Raban, what he is simply saying is that the politicians do not want to stop this war.
Okay.
And probably like they are gagging the military. Because if you look beneath that statement that you should declare a state of emergency, it means that the politicians should step aside and the ministry should take over, and then they will be able to finish the job, so that they will have free hands to operate. That is what I think is insinuating. And then for Abia and APC people posting up and down, I want to use portable language. If President Tinubu not take care, they go reaper in 2027. All this from those state governor will give him 2 million votes. Somebody who didn't win with 2 million votes, they will give him 1 million votes, 4 million votes, and so on.
Maybe he's working for the 2 million votes. Who knows?
They don't have any 2 million votes. And then for the senator of the United States of America, sometimes when these people want to make a move, I hope people like Shepima doesn't have a skeleton in their cupboard. Because it was after that speech at the UN that some of these things, are coming up. And these people know how to play their game. And it will be good that some people in government do not have skeleton in their cupboard, because before these people make a move, they have some information. Okay. They might not use it for the benefit of Nigerians, it might be for the benefit of themselves.
Okay.
But those smoke without fire. Good afternoon to you.
All right, but I mean, for someone who's continuously reported and spoken and interviewed and had shows on Boko Haram, it is not a Christian versus Muslim war. Several people have been killed, Muslims and non-Muslims. So I beg to differ with Ted Cruz. But hey, that's a conversation for the next hour. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann.
Yes. You are not a man. Why you're not a woman? Why are you calling the female line? What's all this? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yes, Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's okay.
Hi, okay.
I'm good. Number one, I am from Abia State.
Okay.
So I want to tell you that there is nothing like that. You see, for Uti, nobody is going to compete. Uti will rule 8 years. We will even give the son. The son will continue. If the wife wants to continue, he will continue.
Sorry. You're on the radio. You're not talking the beer parlor. This is not a monarchy. So Oti cannot hand over to his children.
Okay, wait, Maryann.
We're not in a bar.
Joy. My point is the joy the man is giving us. We are getting what we deserve as a citizen. We have never experienced this type of leadership in Abia State before, Maryann.
Okay.
So
where is the deputy speaker getting his audacity from? Because there has to be something that Oti is not doing that's making the APC sure that they're going to win in 2027.
Know politicians how they do things. You are in media. You know how they talk. All those talk. This is talking. But if it is Nigerians that voted, and if Nigeria will vote, wallahi talai, APC no go get one vote in Abia State.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for calling. This is very interesting. In case you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts. It's the big weekend. We're looking at all the stories from the weekend into the brand new week. First on the big story, obviously, is the forgery situation with the minister. The UNN has said that they didn't issue him a certificate. Well, he's come out to also admit. Now, the question is, what's next? Are you dropping your resignation this evening? So are we going to say bye-bye to you? Are you going to break the record as one who bowed out, or is there going to be a spin doctor in your office in the next few hours? Should we face our front? Again, generals are saying declare a state of emergency. If we must win this war, then the political will has to be available. And I'm wondering, why is there political will to get Sim out of office and suspend him for 6 months? There's political will to keep that woman from Kogi State out of her own office that her people voted her into for 6 months. There's a political will to do whatever these guys like that is not necessarily in the interest of the average voter. But there is no political will to stop the killing of the innocent Nigerian. And I'm wondering to myself, who did this to us? Secondly, the governor of Borno State is back again saying, look, I warned the military about this fresh attacks from Boko Haram, but they ignored me. They did. So we don't even know where to start. And then there's Senator Ted Cruz with his crazy propaganda. And we're also there sitting somewhere, especially the guys on social media, eating it with spoons and fork and taking it hook, line and sinker, because the government has created that gap where people begin to speculate and begin to believe anything that's thrown at them because our government has failed. So how do we begin to deal with this issue? And of course, the Abia guy giving the APC some interesting hope. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
This is Gabriel calling from Ogijo.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
I want to talk of a U.S. issue. Can you hear me?
I'm listening.
Yeah. You are saying that there is no religious war in this country, but when you sit down to view
sorry, sir.
what is happening...
Sorry, sir. I didn't say that there is a religious war or there is no religious war. I'm saying that it is unfair for anyone to say that the people that are killed in the Boko Haram or terrorism across this country are only Christians. That is unfair.
No. It's not only Christian.
Well, that is what Senator Ted Cruz is pushing.
Yes, it's not only Christian.
Exactly. That is what they are pushing. That is the U.S. agenda right now.
No.
Exactly.
Secondly, you are saying that maybe APC said that they want to take over Abia.
Yes, that they will win in 2027. That's what the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives
Let me tell you, except Oti himself wanted to declare to it, if not, it will not be possible.
Okay.
But I want you to mind this present government. They have they can do and on. I want you to know. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Join the conversation. We'd like to hear from you. The ladies are really on fire today. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Joy. How you doing?
Glory, Joy. Where Boko Haram started 2010, it started with killing a Christian born in churches. It was from 2015 where they import foreign Fulani, where they start killing Muslim and Christian. Then it was not a business. It was fight against Christian. Go out anybody. They burn churches every year, killing Christians. But in 2015, where those fair ones come, those yellow Fulani come, it become a business. That is where they start killing Muslim and Christians, kidnappers start. That is it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I'm waiting to play you the Goodluck Jonathan clip in a bit, but don't worry. There is time. Hello.
Hello.
Turn off your radio.
Yeah, God bless your heart, Maryann. I thank you. How about you?
I'm fine. You have 60 seconds. You spent most of it saying hello.
No, I don't bother.
Okay.
I want to tell you, we don't need politicians in this country. Politicians that brought all this problem in this country.
But there are politicians everywhere in the world.
I'm very sorry to see. We don't have politicians in this country. Are you hearing me?
I'm listening.
We are not ripe for politics in this country. If I will say back, when
so what are we ripe for?
No, let me go ahead first. When Ejirika was killing Boko Haram and all, there are some leaders which they are not more around today, say they are killing their people. You should understand where I'm going to. I don't want to mention
it was public
them,
knowledge. It's not hidden. And these are some of the things that have triggered the conversations online. Yes, I know.
You know, God bless your heart. According to my baby Ferrari baby. Listen, I want to still tell you whatever is going on. We are not right for politicians. Politicians, they are just here to embezzle our money and fly up and down. Oh, thank you, God, and God bless you.
Thank you very much for calling. There are politicians everywhere in the world. It's just, who are the people who make up the crop of politicians that we have in this country? That's the question. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Miriam, why is it that whenever they leave office, they start talking, start writing book? Why you did not talk when you were there? Why didn't you speak out so that Nigerians will stand with you? Why are they always writing book when they left? What is in that place that they cannot say it to Nigerians? Nigerians will gather around them. He was a army chief. He stayed there till he finished. Now he's writing book. And so the one IBB now after 30 years come and write book. So they not get mad to talk to Nigeria, to tell Nigeria what is happening, so that all of us will go stand together and work for this Nigeria to succeed. When you finish, everybody they read book. People went there for street, they hustle, they see book to read. They should tell us what is happening. If you know secret, release it, so that Nigeria will be fair. All this book. Now book will get a chop. How much did they say the book? They should go to school and ask students the books, so that children will read the book. Jonathan will finish and write book. Abasanja finish and write book. Now Nigerians go to read.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. 60 seconds is all you have. I want to read some messages that are coming in on WhatsApp. On the 4 o'clock hour, Sheriff is joining me. Hillary is going to join me. We're going to have a conversation, obviously, on this particular issue. But then there is a different aspect to it, because there is a video, courtesy of all of this propaganda, by Senator Cruz and some people. Don't forget, weeks or months ago, when this administration, the Trump administration started, they told us, the US Congress told us that the USAID was funding Boko Haram. All of a sudden, it's our government that's allowing for a religious cleansing. How many sides of mouth do they have? I'm being a journalist here and I'm questioning it. I have no qualms with Senator Ted Cruz. He doesn't know me. He probably never will know me. But when someone sits somewhere and makes up these things and also tries to rope the media in and say that, we were afraid to report. Afraid to report what exactly? Because if I remember, I'm sure that if I dig up, there's thousands of videos of me every other day talking about Boko Haram and terrorism for years, 10 years. Is it fair for those who have been killed, displaced, and torn away from families, for Ted Cruz to say that, it's just Christians that they're killing? Is it really fair? Let's read some messages here on WhatsApp quickly. This one says, despite this glaring academic fraud and visible forgery, Naji may remain on his seat, beaming with a smile, because we are in an era when we must see no evil, talk no evil, hear no evil, accept all evils, protect all evils, defend all evils, and celebrate evils and reward all evil. There's nothing surprising if he comes to receive a national honor for being a good follower and a good student of backdating forged documents. Ulushoga, now what? This one says, Senator Naji will move on. Nigeria, is he the first politician that the result is questionable? Many of them had fake papers, not authentic results. Itodo from Lekki. Thank you, Itodo. Steve from Ijaniki says, any day we wake up and we don't hear of news of bloodbaths here and there, will appear abnormal day in this country. Now, Even Kogi and Kwara governors that will not allow us hear word without singing praises to Tinubu and APC are now crying and running everywhere because of bandits and terrorists ravaging their state. They say they're winning the war and Nigeria is getting better. We're watching. Now, wow, he says. This one here says, when the head is decayed, anything can happen. Adams in Ikorodu. Abiambo here from Badagry says, a minister of Federal Republic of Nigeria with a certificate problem, a president with of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who successfully dribbled Nigerians to become president on the same certificate controversy. A Yoruba proverb says, the horse behind is looking at the horse in front. Another proverb from Eastern Nigeria says, that when a mother cow is chewing grass, her children are looking at her mouth. Every young man or woman is going about with a fake certificate. They have mentors. Okay. Well, it's not funny. It's really not funny, but it's a shame that we're here after 65 years. It's a shame. Michael from Saboyaba says, the news of the certificate forgery by the minister just left me wondering why the president's directive on certificate verification should start from the civil servants and not political office holders. Even the president himself is not a saint here. This just tells us the kind of leaders we have, and by extension, the type of people we are. Onanuga and the presidency will not react to issues of security swiftly, but when it is Obi or Jonathan, they will release epistles. Benjamin Kalu should go and sit down somewhere, Jare, he says. This one says, please don't mind that my brother Kalu, he's actually asleep. I will not wake from that sleep. Himself, what impact has he made in Abia? If he's not careful, he will not return to the house except via rigging. Kalu, he says, is a joker. Kingsley, thank you for your message. I can read one quickly before we go on a break. This one says, on Naji scandal, this is not different from the certificate from the president's certificate forgery scenario during election. Our leaders know themselves. On Ojus or Kalu, it's not Ojus or Kalu, is Benjamin Kalu, please. I think he's supposed to be, no, sorry, Victor, you got the wrong Kalu. All right, we're gonna go on a break and bring you the news at the top of the hour. Let's see if I have enough time. Okay. We're gonna go on a 2-minute break.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape, this is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull rice, tasty rice nourished you.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
Waiting they create, party for mouth. Waiting they cost, they let you rejoice.
Terra Seasoning Cube turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra Cubes. Come cook with Terra.
Ibuka capsule full ground. Anytime pen they around. If pen won't show him power, 3 in 1 day. To knock and power. Ibuka pen for body, pen from fever. That's why I don't carry up always. Ibuka hammer pen away. Ibuka they buy me always.
After 3 days, if body no tranga, go see Doctor. Na Shalina Healthcare Limited dem market am.
Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria Tandagdiba with Ibuka.
How do we make our cooking come alive? Oh, for that tasty meal where you like. Oh, you want
jollof or na stew, even for porridge or spaghetti. Cook to impress with Pepper Terra.
Are you finding it difficult listening to your favorite talk radio Nigeria info via the mobile app? Come closer. Let me fix that for you. Now, launch the app on your device. Click the three lines on the top left corner of the app. Look for settings in the drop-down menu and click on it. Turn on the first option that you see. Make sure you turn on the option that says always use highest quality available audio. Now that you have done that, close the app and relaunch it. Voila! I did it! Oh, sorry, you did it. Now you can enjoy your radio anywhere, anytime. Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Hot Fact with Maryann Okon.
The big weekend.
All right, Lagos is still the big weekend. We'll take a quick break and bring you the news. We're having an extended version, so stay with us. We'll be back to read more stories and, of course, talk more about this issue of insecurity. It's still 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Post your comments on our live stream. I want to hear from you. Stay with us.
Hot Facts with Maryann Okon. We'll be right back.
Nigeria's station for talk.
You think they accuse the management of Dangote Refinery of attempting to bring back what they call slavery into Nigerian workforce?
So what Dangote wants to do is a good move.
Okay.
Trying to free us on this slavery that this would have
Stay
been
informed and stay connected on 99.3.
I think questions against Pengasyners, who are they fighting for?
I mean, this Pengasyn is supposed to serve the interests of the country first.
This incident has showed us from the design stage we lack safety culture.
They're telling us that Nigeria's rental market is spiraling.
You don't put personal interest above national interest.
There are things that are in this country that some people travel to come and learn, like my culture.
Oh, okay.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has dismissed claims that Nigerians have lost confidence in the country's electoral system.
So Nigeria is exporting oil, and Nigeria is also importing petrol. How about that?
Well, what would have informed you rejecting an emergency case? That's what I'm saying. Gunshot wounds are emergency.
It's always more conversation on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. It's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
And now the business news.
The business news on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Nigeria's oil rig count has jumped from 8 in 2021 to 69 this year. This represents a massive 762% increase in 4 years. The Upstream Petroleum Commission says it reflects renewed investors' confidence and progress in boosting oil production. NNPCL boss Bayo Julari says Nigeria's oil output could reach 1.8 million barrels per day before the year end. He told reporters after meeting President Tinubu in Lagos that recent maintenance is boosting production. Ojulari also said the recent Pengasyn strike caused a major loss, but normal operations are gradually returning after the government's intervention. 3 scientists have won this year's Nobel Prize in Medicine for their groundbreaking work on the human immune system. Mary Brocknow, Fred Ramsdell, and Japan's Shimon Sakaguchi were honored by Sweden's Karolinska Institute for discoveries that explain how the body prevents the immune system from attacking itself. The trio will share $1.17 million prize money which also opens this year's round of Nobel Awards. And that's all we are tracking on the business news. I'm Maryann Okon, thanking you for listening. We'll continue with the big weekend on Hard Facts.
The news. Timely, fresh as it breaks on 99.3 Nigeria.
Nigeria's station for talk.
You think they accuse the management of Dangote Refinery of attempting to bring back what they call slavery into Nigerian workforce?
So what Dangote wants to do is a good move.
Okay.
Trying to free us from this slavery that this would have been us in this oil sector.
They have turned everything to their own. It is possible to collect your bread and commercialize it. They wouldn't mind to do.
There are union in every sector. That body you call. I'm just hearing the name for the first time. This is a Mongo Jumbo union.
But I think what no Nigerian saw coming would be this 5% petrol tax that's soon to begin.
It's in as much as I will pay that 500 naira. All the whole supporters of Tulumbu will pay that 5 naira. That's no problem.
Conversation never stops. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts
with Maryann Okon
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome, Lagos. If you're just joining us, we're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Join the conversation. I'm going to start with there's just too much to unpack here, and I have my two guys in the studio, which is very interesting. It's best that I pick their brains on this. There is a move and a position by a U.S. Senator, Ted Cruz, speaking about the fact that there is a religious war going on in Nigeria. But before we get to that, here's former President Goodluck Jonathan at a book launch in honor of a former Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Rabo. This particular statement that he made somehow, ruffled feathers, which got the likes of Garba Shehu to hop online yesterday and make some statements. In fact, he got all the supporters of former or late former President Muhammadu Buhari to have a lot to say. I do not know why it's taking forever for this file to open, but let me quickly just go to you guys first. I have Sherry Quadri and Hillary in the studio. Hillary Noroka is our head of News Digital, and of course, Sheriff is my programs manager. Ted Cruz was seen speaking expressly about how we are encouraging a religious war in the country, how the government is complicit. And it sounded to me like it was just outlandish. I don't know, but I think that I have reported Boko Haram for 10 years and more. As much as, yes, Christians have been killed, Muslims have died in this war. So where do you think that Senator Ted Cruz is coming off from?
I mean, look, good evening, Lagos. Good evening, Maryann. I think that what we are witnessing, what is happening now, is a Jewish lobbyist, Netanyahu's propaganda machine gone at work. The moment Nigeria took a public position at the last UNGA, that was what woke them up. And they're going to do the same thing for all the countries that have taken the side of a positive side of history by declaring support for a state of Palestine, by declaring support for a ceasefire, by declaring support for a two-state solution. Now, if you have taken this position, be rest assured that the Netanyahu propaganda machine will come after you. And look, whether we like it or not, the American Jews control American economy. If you say anything against the state of Israel, they will come after you. They've done that to their own people, their sports people, their celebrities, their media. They practically control everything in America, their media, the business world, the Fortune 500, just name it. They control everything. So what they're trying to do is to get back at Nigeria for taking that position And and the truth is there. We can go back as far back as Jonathan's government, when the Chibok situation happened, and the pressure was so much on President Jonathan. President Jonathan went to America and said, "Sell me weapons." What did they do? They refused to sell Jonathan weapons to fight Boko Haram. They turned him down. President Jonathan tried to find alternative means to, get these weapons. He went to South Africa. What did they do? They embarrassed Nigeria. They embarrassed Jonathan. They refused. They blocked that trade. They seized that money. So, in other words, I'm saying, whatever that is not in their own best interest, they don't do it. Whatever that is not in America's best interest, America will not support it. America is saying that there is a religious war in Nigeria is in America's best interest. It is not in Nigeria's best interest. It's not in Nigerians' best interest. They're trying to skew the narrative as they've always done. I mean, let me also, just cite this as an example. Netanyahu was in America when he had this last conversation with President Trump, and he was having these very weird meetings with influencers in America.
I did see that video, and I thought to myself, what exactly is this?
So they're not hiding it anymore, and he was saying it openly that we have to now launch this campaign.
We need to push it.
We have to push this narrative. So it wasn't a hidden thing anymore. This is what is going to... And they would come at Nigeria. They would come at France. They would come at the Netherlands. They would come at, whichever country that is against their interest. And their interest is Netanyahu, to protect the state of Israel. Mind you, there is a difference between the state of Israel and Jews. There are Jews all across the country.
Yeah. There are Jews everywhere in the world.
Everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
There are Jews in Iran. The Iran that America despises so much, there are Jews there, and they're functioning pretty well. So if you're not Netanyahu's friend, not Jewish friend, please, again, I want to underscore that. It is not about Jews. If you are not Netanyahu's friend, then you are not America's friend, and America will come for you.
Before I come to you, Hillary, here's what this is a particular statement that was made about Nigeria and the media, and this is where you come in, Hillary, because they're talking about reportage and if we did our jobs in terms of reporting on Boko Haram. And I just want to play that clip quickly. I don't know what's happening to my system. Everything's happening. I think that my system is being attacked. But I will play that clip for those who are watching on YouTube. Let me just play the audio, and then we'll go to Hillary, because I want Hillary to respond to this particular voice note.
And you know what was happening to those people?
All right, let's start from the beginning.
To Lawrence and Masara Kim and all of them. The journalists sitting in the big capital cities, the big cities and in the capital, who were taking the line from the government and didn't have the courage or the integrity or the professionalism or the character or the motivation to go to those frontline villages. They just bought the line from the government that it wasn't really happening, and they bought the line from the U.S. State Department that this is nomadic tribesmen being forced to move from climate change. The Fulani are not really terrorists. Oh, the fact that they're Muslims got nothing to do with it. Because they're nomadic tribesmen, they're looking for other land. They're looking to go somewhere, and that's forcing them to clash with the Christian villages. Nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. That is just an example to you of how climate has been used as a scam. I mean, it's not just fake. It's much worse than that. All of these systems that are being implemented that are so profoundly dishonest, they're systems of control. How do we control the people, control the information and the narrative, and then have that as cover to do whatever it is that we want to do, which, by the way, is to go into Christian villages and not only annihilate people. I mean, in one of the recent attacks that Truth Nigeria has reported on, putting women and children inside cages in the market and burning them alive. I mean, I was sitting down to a dinner in my hometown in Texas one Friday night years ago. My husband was with me. It was when we were trying to get the sound of freedom was being blocked because people didn't want child trafficking to be a conversation everyone was having. And we were doing our best to help get that movie put out. And I got a video. I showed it to my husband as we sat down. He couldn't eat. And it was a young 18-year-old girl from Nigeria who was pulled from one of the villages. And as they were slicing off her head, they were digging her baby out of her tummy. And she was well advanced in pregnancy. That's the reality of what, when you put those numbers up and you go before your colleagues in Congress and you put those numbers forward, that's what it means.
All right, I'm just going to leave it at that because the rest of it, she's trying to push for the Congress to do something about Nigeria. So, Hillary, this is obviously directly at the Nigerian press that we're not reporting. We're only taking all the information that the government gave to us. Do you agree with that?
I disagree. So, Nigerian journalists are brave, and Nigerian journalists have been reporting on Boko Haram. But we also need to understand that there are constraints to reporting on this. I know in journalism, I am taught that there is no story worth dying for, right? You can report on the story, but Nigerian journalists have died reporting on the story, on Boko Haram specifically.
Yes.
I know a Channels journalist who was killed.
Yes.
I can't remember the year when he was reporting on that.
Yes.
So in as much as journalists are supposed to, go to these places and do the stories, we also have lives.
Yeah.
And we also need to be protected. Another thing people need to understand about journalism is that it takes a lot of resources, a lot, to go into these places and report. I know an international medium who sent a reporter to somewhere in Yobe State, Dapchi, where some girls were kidnapped some years back. When he was going there, they sent with the journalist 2 special agents from, actually it's a British medium. They sent 2 British journalists and sophisticated drones to go with the journalists, right? So there is just so much journalists can do concerning this, right? But journalists do the best they can do. Most, if not for journalists, we wouldn't even have some of the exclusive details about Boko Haram that we do, right? Most of the information Nigerians know about Boko Haram have not been coming from the
government or military. Yes,
they've been coming from journalists. The names of Boko Haram leaders that Nigerians know about have come from journalists, and these are brave journalists, most of whom work undercover to get this information.
Sorry, Maryann, I'm very, very sorry. I just wanted to add to what Hillary just said. What that lady, you sent me the video and I saw it. What she said and how she said it, a few things that she said. Is simple and very point blank. It's all propaganda.
It's twisted.
Everything that they're trying to do now is propaganda. So what they're going to do is to put pressure on their own Congress, so that their own Congress can put some sanctions on Nigeria and restrict a few things for Nigeria, and to force Nigeria to compromise in some areas. Now, she says something about control, that the media goes to the government and the government gives the media stories. I don't even know what Nigeria she's referring to, because that is not what is happening in Nigeria. She obviously got everything upside down. It's the same Nigeria, that you would have the NBC that is there to make sure that you don't go beyond where you're supposed to go
that clamps down on you at every opportunity.
It's the same Nigeria that you have journalists, going outside of the country. What do they call that thing? They go outside the country.
Claiming asylum.
Claiming asylum. It's the same Nigeria. So we have brave journalists, who have done what they're supposed to do, who have tried everything that they could do to put stories out. And to me, I think, and I agree with you when you said earlier that it is light on those that we've lost, to Boko Haram, to other terrorist activities, because you can't narrow it down to a religious war. It is not fair on the people that we have lost. I think it was in September that a mosque was attacked in Katsina. Tens of people were killed inside a mosque. Just yesterday, I saw a report of another, mosque attack in a village in Kwara State. They were observing their Maghrib, that 7 p.m. prayer, and these terrorists attacked them and killed quite a number of them. It's just an abuse of power. that you see the American government or agents of the American government perpetrate when they see that things are not going their way. What they're trying to do is to paint the Nigerian media with such a very horrible color that the Nigerian media consumers will try to focus more on international media to get their news stories about Nigeria. That way they can further push their own personal direct narratives down to Nigerians. And look, I don't see that working, because it's just Nigerians can see what is going on. Nigerians know what is going on. Yes, Christians have died. Yes, of course, Muslims have died. Yes, atheists have died. What we are witnessing is just terrorism. That is what we're witnessing. And these things, this particular terrorism does not have any shade whatsoever. It's terror, and it's terror. This same Ted Cruz lobbyists and the rest of them, that have started pushing in that narrative, especially after the UNGA meeting, they saw what was happening in Gaza. The 3 churches left in Gaza were brought down, destroyed.
I was hoping to ask that question also, that as much as I appreciate that what we're experiencing in Nigeria is grave, is dangerous, and I wish we had governments that cared and valued the lives of humans, because I've continuously said this from last week. Could it also be that because our governments have failed to give right access to the right information, and I'm also roping the army into all of this, the communication is zero, hence that we've created that gulf where people like Ted Cruz and every other propagandist can say, look, this is a religious war, you hate Christians, and that's why this is happening. I'm thinking that that's what it is, because like General Rabo said, if there is that political will to deal with the issue, the army alone cannot do anything. And he said it over and over again. If there is a political will, in other words, if the politicians get out of the way and allow them to work, this will be a thing of the past.
And I agree with you 100%. We've tried to control the narrative, not because we like Nigeria, but because we want to look good. And I'm saying I'm referring to the government. Any government of the day wants to look good at all times. So they try to tell the media that if you want to have access to this, you have to get permission to go this, you have to get permission to go that way. And that has not done a good, is not done well for us in terms of reputation. We have not handled it well. Government, on the government side right now, we have not handled it well. The government you can see that even when we have normal accidents, let's say a tanker fell and then there are people that got burnt. At the end of the day, you start seeing conflicting figures as regards number of fatalities. Everybody just seem to think that there should be some kind of control on what you see, what you can see that is the fact. People still want to tone it down a little bit. To what reason, I may not be able to tell.
I remember when we were in Port Harcourt, where the army would give one figure, the press would come with a different figure.
That's
because
right.
they were on the ground.
That's right.
And this is testament to what Nigerian journalists do. Because we don't always echo what the military says or what the Nigerian government says.
But because there is a trust deficit, we don't trust them. If there was a synergy, we probably wouldn't have to say, let's go and see, which is also part of our job. Our job is to make sure that we verify.
That's right.
What's happening, yeah.
Because they give us some information, and half the time, the information is not necessarily exactly what it is on the ground. When you go to, I used to have a friend and a colleague who used to go a lot into the north. She now works with DW TV. What's her name? Amaka. She used to go into those places, and thank goodness she's safe, to give us some information. And half the time, what you see is a totally different picture that was painted by the military and the government.
And this is why I think Nigerians should look inwards and start trusting Nigerian journalism, right? One reason why I am saying this, I can understand some Christians who may feel bad. Especially when you see some of the images you see, churches getting burnt and the rest. So I'm not trying to downplay Nigerian Christians'
At all.
feelings,
Far
right?
from it.
Yes. But we need to understand that one, Boko Haram moves into villages and sweeps those villages, not minding
who's there. Yeah.
There just might be people, religious extremists among them, right? There just might be. But let's look at how this is happening. Ted Cruz. I know you've been hammering on the United States, but one thing I realize is that this is not just coming from the US, and they're happening at the same time. The US, Australia, and
The United Kingdom and France.
Now, if they are doing this together, it points to propaganda. So that's why I want us to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, you can easily tell if you work in the media for some time, you can spot propaganda.
You know.
Yeah, you will know. When
You
it's
will know.
coming
You will be able
at
to
the
tell.
same
From a mile away,
time
you can tell.
Yes, you will be able to tell. And Nigerians need to be careful what we consume, because this is similar to what happened in Libya. Now, Libya, was Gaddafi dictatorial? Yes. Right? Did he have faults? Yes, he did. But when Western media and Western politicians started piling pressure and doing what they are doing right now from different countries of the West, they were aimed at doing one thing, and they went into Libya. Gaddafi was killed, and right now Libya is worse for it.
Yes, it's in ruins, literally.
Yeah, Libya is in ruins. At a point, Libya had several governments. I think about 3 different governments, and was just a country where anybody had a gun, ammunition, and it was a lawless country. So we just need to be careful how we process this. I think it's best if we come up with our homegrown solution to this.
Yes.
And at the same time, just like Sheriff said, our politicians need to come out and show us that they are trustworthy. They're really the weak link in all of this.
Absolutely.
Let justice be justice.
If I may, I don't know if we have time. I just want to also expand this conversation.
We have 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. So let me just quickly rush this, right? What propagandists, what they look at is loopholes. They look at, what seem to be true. Whether that thing is still presently true is another thing.
Yeah.
They don't care. If this thing had happened before, they will latch on it and they will use it against you.
So they just need an iota of truth.
They just need something tiny to be. That's it.
We'll be back, and the phone lines will be open for you to join the conversation. But then we cannot start this conversation without former President Goodluck Jonathan. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this. It's the choices you make that set you apart from being good to being great. My choice? Nivea Men Deep Body Lotion with Max Tech, powered by Black Carbon. Gives you both dark wood fragrance and 48-hour moisture. And my other top choice for all-day freshness, Nivea Men Deep Roll-On for 72-hour protection and fragrance with Max Tech, powered by Black Carbon. Skin is for playing it smart. Nivea is for skin.
Hey, Omo! See package! This is what I call full house.
Yes, sir. That's me. I full.
Who's talking about you? I'm talking about this Peak Yogurt Drink Full House pack in your hand.
The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House pack with more refreshment contains fresh cow milk. Share and enjoy full house goodness filled with essential vitamins and minerals. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps. Deleting unused apps helps, but there is more. Most apps have data saver modes. Activate them to control data usage. You can also go to settings to turn off auto updates. Lastly, close unused apps to save data when you ain't using your apps. These changes can make a big difference. For more information, visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng for more helpful tips. Stay connected and enjoy smarter data usage. This message is brought to you by the Association of Telecom Operators and Nigerian Communications Commission.
This one where you dey share Coke and Fanta today. What's it happen?
My guy, you never hear them say 35cl plastic bottle don't drop to 300 naira. 300 naira.
No be 350 we dey buy am before.
Yes, so the price don't change. Now 300 naira now. Meaning say you dey save 50 naira for every bottle. This one na real small price, big refreshment. Oh yeah, my guy, you say take one bottle.
No lose
Gado. Grab your favorite 35cl plastic bottle for Coke, Fanta or Sprite for just 300 naira for any store for your side. Promo go end when our will finish. Coca-Cola, real wonder.
Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet of Cerelac Junior comes with the nutrition they need, natural grains, protein, and iron to support their physical growth, learning, and development. So you can fully enjoy your little one's big moments of growth.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. My game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's my game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer.
Ibuka capsule full ground, anytime pen they around. If pen one show in power, 3 in 1 day. To knock and power. Ibuka pen for body, pen from fever. That's why I carry up always. Ibuka hammer then I wear. Ibuka they buy me always. Ibuka for you always.
After 3 days, if body no tranga, go see Dr. Na Shalina Healthcare Limited dem market am.
Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria Tandagdiba with Ibuka.
Let me just you guys. So, Judith visited me a few weeks ago and brought food stuff. While unpacking, she pulled out John Vent's 3-in-1 chocolate and started hyping it. Creamy, tasty, and more. I just smiled and nodded, not taking her seriously. Fast forward 2 weeks, I'm calling her, asking where she bought it because I need more for my family.
Once you've had a taste of instant goodness, there is no going back. John Vent's 3-in-1 chocolates. Enjoy instant goodness.
Waiting happen. Every time I do small transaction, they don't slam me with originally extra charges, SMS alert, bank transfer, even bill payment self. They know they put the person at all. You never hear say with Smart Cash, you fit send money go another bank, pay your bills, and receive SMS alert all for free. For free? Yes, now for free. Then go even pay you 15% interest per annum on top your savings.
Hey, cut so for me now. Confident join Smart Cash.
Dial *939# or download the Smart Cash app today to begin enjoy zero extra charges on all transactions. Smart Cash. Money matter na sense. Smart Cash na by Airtel.
Mom, are you going shopping?
Yes, darling.
Can you get me a Capri Sun beach ball, please, Mommy?
For sure. Wait, where do I get a Capri Sun beach ball?
There's a free beach ball inside every carton of Capri Sun, Mom.
That's right. The Capri Sun Beach Ball promo is here. There's a free beach ball inside every carton of Capri Sun. Terms and conditions apply.
Capri Sun, the taste of fun.
Guess what? Nigeria, the Kellogg Superstar Quiz Show is back with season 4. Get ready to watch young superstars from schools across Nigeria battle it out in the ultimate contest of knowledge, speed, and fun. Catch all the excitement from 12th October on Z World, DSTV channel 166, and GoTV channel 30 every Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. sharp. It's going to be a thrilling journey of learning, laughter, and superstar moments, and you don't want to miss it.
As we mark another client service week, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, and Ariwa Radio want to thank and appreciate our reputable clients for your continuous patronage to our brands.
All Seasons Zenith, Media Fuse, Media Reach OMD, Media Perspective, PhD Media, Acuity Media Plus, Algorithm Media, Nitro 121 Media, Brands Yard, Maxi Media, Brand I Media, Media 100, Universal Macan, Media Seal, Globacom Media,
and many more.
We assure you that our outstanding and timely service delivery will always be our priority as we offer more to serve you better.
I'm in love, Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste it and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Yes.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo 3-in-1 milky and creamy for you. It's so milky. I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids Milo 3-in-1, milky and creamy. It's truly milky. It contains calcium to help your champ win every day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Lagos, get ready. The world's finest modern schools are back under one roof. ALTS Education invites you to the 2025 International Education Fairs. Thinking of studying abroad? Then don't miss the ALTS Education Fairs for students up to age 18 only. Meet boarding schools from the UK, USA, and Canada. Some of the schools have up to 50% scholarships and financial aid. You'll have the opportunity to meet directly with school admission teams and get interviewed. Join us on Saturday, 11th October 2025, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Radisson Blue Hotel, Zumbambadiwe, Victoria Island, Lagos. And Sunday, 12th October, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Radisson Blue Hotel, formerly Protea, Isaac John Street, GRA Ikeja. Pre-register at www.altsconsulting.com. Telephone 0701 111 1011. Start your study abroad journey with ALTS Education.
What does it really mean to live limitless? It's a sojourn in Gombe, leading a procedure in Lagos. It's SMEs showing up every day, pushing through the odds. It's students in remote towns streaming global lectures in real time. It's you making big moves in London while chilling by the pool in Abeokuta. It's power. It's freedom. It's mounting a router outside and connecting it inside for super fast internet. It's Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Enjoy unlimited data for limitless living with Airtel 5G Smart Connect. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get yours. Airtel.
Hey, Omo! See package! This is what I call full house.
Yes, sir. That's me. I full.
Huh? Who's talking about you? I'm talking about this Peak Yogurt Drink Full House Pack in your hand.
The Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House Pack with more refreshment contains fresh cow milk. Share and enjoy full house goodness filled with essential vitamins and minerals. Peak. Reach for your peak.
New Lafarge Water Shield Cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Niger. Yeah. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Niger. Hey. New Lafarge Water Shield Cement number one. Number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. One time. Put full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge Water Shield Cement, water go collect. If water jam house, Lafarge, Lafarge, na confirm. Cement, new Lafarge Water Shield Cement, na confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Looking for ways to save your data? It starts with your apps. Deleting unused apps helps, but there is more. Most apps have data saver modes. Activate them to control data usage. You can also go to settings to turn off auto updates. Lastly, close unused apps to save data when you ain't using your apps. These changes can make a big difference. For more information, visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng for more helpful tips. Stay connected and enjoy smarter data usage. This message is brought to you by the Association of Telecom Operators and Nigerian Communications Commission.
It's amazing how your child grows up before your eyes. Enable their thriving development and the care they need with the new NanKid 4 with HMOs to support your child's development, probiotics to help your child's digestion and development, and high-quality proteins to support age-appropriate growth. And all of these work together to support your child's development and growth today and tomorrow. NanKid 4. Nourish your child's potential.
Africa is all connected.
With Turkish Airlines FlyFest, fly to Europe, to America, and to Istanbul at special prices. Book your ticket until December 15th for flights between September 15th and December 15th. For details, please visit turkishairlines.com. Turkish Airlines.
The news you need, the conversation you hear, the station you love.
Petrol exports hit 371 billion naira amid heavy import reliance.
Resident doctors give federal government 30 days to address doctors' demands.
Jonathan will return to Aso Rock as president, says Professor Jerry Ghana.
Those who actually frustrated him out of office may be so desperate to wish him back.
Workers have a right, a constitutionally afforded right, to join unions or not to join.
Madam ADC gives Article ultimatum to pick membership card, so it's not even pick this membership card. All these problems.
We are not all we have. You know, they have other things.
Or we're not enough.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, we're back. It's still an extended version of the big weekend on Hard Facts. 99.3 Nigeria Info. I have Sharif Quadri in the studio, Hilary Noruka in the studio also. We're looking at this new propaganda, call it whatever you like, by Ted Cruz and several other people who are pushing a narrative that what's happening in Nigeria is a religious cleansing of sorts, as opposed to the reality, which is that these so-called bandits and Boko Haram care nothing about your religion. They're just killing for the fun of it. And now the bandits are kidnapping for the fun of it because they know that money will come their way. And if government ceases to, after a while, they get these negotiations. When the money goes low, they start kidnapping again to get the attention of the government. I want to go back to what former General Irabo said. He said that there is no will, there is no political will. And if there was a political will, this particular issue that we're talking about will be a thing of the past. But here's former President Goodluck Jonathan. Unfortunately, I couldn't play that video out to you via live feed, so I'm just going to play it from my phone. Apologies. Just take a close listen to what the former Vice President had to say.
The man, Irabo, General Irabo, is really a fine officer. And it's somebody who, the little I know, doesn't play politics with military. After leaving office, when I was in office, I thought that the military services don't play unnecessary politics. Well, we know there's politics everywhere, but they play the politics of within the army, not the kind of politics we play. But after leaving office, I realized that quite a number of professionals in the security services play dirty politics. But General Rabo is one person that does not get into that. White is white, black is black. Thank you, you're a gift to this country. And the title of the book is quite interesting. Scars and the Boko Haram Conundrum. It is interesting because, when I was in office, and one of the major scars on my government, and it will be on my face, and like Bishop Cook has said, no plastic or cosmetic surgeon can remove it, is the issue of the Chibok girls. It's a scar that I will die with. But later on, people may know a little more details. And that's also to do with the Boko Haram. What do they really want? Of course, our chairman raised the issue when interviewed some of them, and they gave him some perspective. But probably one day, I pray that some of the Boko Haram leaders may be literate enough to document what they have done, so that people will really know what they wanted. Because it's like the story of the Nigerian Civil War. If you read one of the books, My Command, I think it's one of the first books that came out from President Obasanjo, because he was there. Then Ojukwu wrote his own, Because I Am Involved. So when those who were involved in something say it, you get a different perspective. If you go through a research, interview a lot of people, yes, you'll get part of the story, but you will never get the full story of the Boko Haram. Because I was there, the Boko Haram started 2009 when I was the vice president to late Yaradua. Of course, I took over 2010 for 5 years, battling with the Boko Haram until I left. I thought that immediately I leave, within a reasonable time, late General Buhari was going to wipe them out, but till today, the Boko Haram is still there. So the issue of Boko Haram is a little more complex than sometimes we can conjecture. In 1999, when the Obasanjo just became a president, we had some issues in the Southwest. But government was able to bring it down because there was a clear focus, there was clear reason, and government was able to. Then we had issues in the Niger Delta. And when I became the vice president, one of the major things I did was to visit the most dangerous camp of the militants in the Niger Delta. I remember when we flew down to Warri, by the time we got to the waterfront to take boats to that camp, they sent information to us that anybody following me must not carry a weapon. My ADC, my CSO, that nobody should carry a weapon. In fact, the Commissioner of Police of Delta State said, Vice President, no, you will not go there. The State Director of SSS to say, no, I will not go. I told them I will go. So even my officers, my ADC, my CSO and so on, they handed over their guns to the CP and the SDS of Delta State, and none of them carried a weapon. When we landed at the camp, these boys lined up one this way, one road this way, with their assault rifles, just facing the bush, not even looking at my direction as if there was nothing happening. We passed through them, We had a meeting with their leaders and so on. We had spent almost 1 hour there. When we came back, that was the beginning of solving the the Niger Delta crisis.
I played that clip just so that we could hear, because he was talking about political will in dealing with the Niger Delta issue, which obviously gave a solution of sorts. And if I continue to play that clip, he said at some point that there's some relative peace in the Niger Delta. And then he went on to talk about why this is still an issue. And of course, for those of us who kept reporting on the Jonathan administration, he continuously said that there were saboteurs within his government.
Yep.
The Buhari administration also came and sang the same tune. Mm-hmm. And here we are in 2025, where Dele Alake has said that there are some powerful people, more powerful than the commander-in-chief, that are continuously powering these bandits and terrorists. So where is the will of government? Guys.
Look, let me begin this way. President Jonathan said everything he said. I think some of us are familiar with what he said. If you could remember very well, during the twilight of his government, the election was postponed. And within that 6 weeks the election was postponed, there was this very forceful, effective, efficient attack, onslaught against Boko Haram.
With mercenaries from South Africa,
exactly. And we saw the result. Boko Haram were chased away out of Maiduguri, chased away from Borno. They were now locked inside an enclave.
Yes.
Which was fantastic, which was great. Now, to me, that underscores political will. That's the definition of political will. Ever since that time, there hasn't been anything like that. Buhari came, did everything that he did. Boko Haram blossomed. In fact, they metamorphosed, they split, more factions came up, more names came up. During Buhari, it was a disaster. President Tinubu came. His concern wasn't even the security. I mean, he may have a few things that he's done in that area, but we all know that his concern was about money. President Tinubu was just concerned about the economy.
Yeah.
He just want to, have this economy that will bounce back and everything, not knowing that if you have not fixed security or insecurity, you can't have a vibrant economy. You can't have
There's
that.
Nothing.
So, yeah, I would agree with President Jonathan. I would also blame him, for not doing what he was supposed to do for the 4 years that he was in power, or 5 years that he was in power, only to now wake up to his responsibility when he was about to leave power. To me, it was more political. That's why I said political will.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to get back. He wanted to win a re-election. He had to do that.
So it smacked of desperation.
That's right.
There's a video I always play on Hard Facts when we talk about insecurity of a House of Assembly member in Borno State who said they were going to continue with what Jonathan had done, but that it was insiders within the government, including their government in Borno, that became greedy because they wanted the monies to come to them as opposed to going to those South African mercenaries, and that's why we're where we are today.
I think one of our biggest problems is politicizing the war on terror.
That's right.
Right. So sometimes I wish each president would come and serve just one time. So you wouldn't need to want a second time and then.
So you put your best foot forward
with people. Just like Sheriff said, Jonathan acted when he knew he had lost his re-election bid, and so he gave it his all, brought in those mercenaries and pushed back Boko Haram. I wish he had done that earlier. I mean, I wish he hadn't tried to negotiate with some people for some things. Because when you look at what happens in Nigeria, you start wondering how our politicians and our administrators think. One of the worst things we did as a country was reintegrating former Boko Haram members into the society.
I don't even know who came up with that idea, because they said it was a focus, it was a group. They worked in, I think, in collaboration with the Red Cross. I can't remember, but that it was something that they came up with to see. It's the 3 R's.
Yes, they had done it in some other countries,
and they thought yes,
and they felt that it could work here as well.
Thank you. The International Red Cross Society or something like that.
ICRC or something.
Yes, yeah. And that they thought that this was going to work with Boko Haram, and that's why they were repentant. We reintegrated them, and some of them were absorbed into the army. But down the line, we realized that these were the same people that were moles. They went back. So every time there was going to be an attack, they went to tell them. In fact, some of them abandoned the army and went back to Boko Haram.
That's right.
Until today, soldiers within the army are angry. I remember I had a retired soldier here saying a lot of the young soldiers called him to say, we saw these people kill our brothers, and then we now see the government turn around and reintegrate these people into society. It makes us look stupid fighting a war that will never be won.
And it also makes you wonder if there is justice in this country. I mean, if you pardon these people, why not pardon every other criminal in the country? So I think the best thing to do is to just look for a way to not politicize this. I don't exactly know the solution. I'm not a military strategist, really.
Well, we're not, are we?
But if we have the political will, we can deal with this. I know I said in the October 1 broadcast we had, I talked about 1 year, but I think we can do it in 1 year or less with the political will.
If I may add, and back to where we started from, Nigerians must know that they have a vibrant media environment, very vibrant, very fearless. I mean, if it's just that quite a number of people went perhaps born, when Nigerians fought against the military and the media stood firm.
Yeah.
And media houses were created and then were being operated. Champions, I call them champions, sacrifice their freedom just so that they can put the word out there against the authoritarian government. So the Nigerian media landscape has always been that of bravery. It's always been that of consistency. Yes, we can say that there are a few,
politicians
reasons
now
to,
own a major stake in the media.
Exactly.
So of course they push certain narratives, but it doesn't mean that we don't have.
We're not going to deny that we have such. So those ones are there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But to now say that, like the young lady, the American lady was saying, to now say that the Nigerian government is feeding the Nigerian media narrative, and then the Nigerian, will now believe that. To me, I think that you're not being fair to yourself. You're not being fair to the people that have been killed. This is not a religious war. This is terrorism, and terrorism has no shade, no color, no religion. They know our fault lines.
Yes,
our politicians know our fault lines. They've played the card over and over again. So you should know when Ted Cruz and his allies, his media conglomerate and his media friends in the UK, in France, in Netherlands, in America, you were all working together to sell a narrative. You should know that they've done this before to other countries, and those countries are suffering till now. You must not allow that to happen in Nigeria.
Well, I hope that a word is enough for the wise. I want to say thank you, Hillary, Sheriff. I thought that we needed to have this conversation because we cannot allow it to be water under the bridge. Thank you so much, guys, for being in the studio. David is here with some information for us. On the other side, Serap joins us, calling for accountability from 36 state governors, including Minister Wike, on, of course, the money that we have derived from subsidy removal. Stay with us. It's still Hard Facts. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Play the one play game, ladies and gentlemen. Star 347 star 880 star 3 hash. Or you could go by way of
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.